I'd rather die like a soldier than live aware your lies. Outlaw motherfuckers, my troops got close ties. And death do us part, I finish what you start. Critics getting diminished, God bless the true heart. See, these punks never gave a fuck about us. We told them about the pain that they inflicted, then they had enough to doubt us. So fuck them, Republicans, Democrats, same shit. Put them on the spot, then they gon' show you that you ain't shit. We gotta take a man, make him fear us. Wait till you see us, niggas turning fearless. Bustin' that you take another brother and his mother might have nothing left to live for. Jealousy's killing our kid folks. We let them pillage what we bid them, wonder why we stare, bro. Shit, they're playing games with our minds, and we're complicit in that crime, nigga. Fuck that.
Yeah. Through the darkest of these days,
be prepared for these hard times.
Colder than I.
Yeah.
Keep your smile through all this pain.
Cause where we at, there no sunshine. Though I walk through the valley of hell, I see clearly. My folks burning up stakes that scream sick or wearily. No way out, suffering for shit they were forced to do to get through. We ain't part of the chosen few. No silver spoon since birth. They were born into a world that's cursed and it hurts. See, we struggle to survive on the daily, waiting through the blood of our homies so that we may see the sunrise after a night full of fever dreams. Lord, save my people if he hear his speed. How can you judge us the same way as the people lying for the profit and then killing for their payday? We're but animals born to fight, leaves behind a weak flame and just mourn the bright. That lifetime running out, wasted years being slaves. Instead of using our own rage, make them pay, nigga.
Yeah. Through the darkest of these days,
be prepared for these hard times.
Colder than I.
Yeah.
Keep your smile through all this pain.
Cause I hate to spend my life. Look at one time. Just wait until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause my block is so shrouded in clouds, ain't seen no smile for a long time. Straight sitting kids laid in the ditch. Why do we even keep on praying in this bitch, Lord? Ain't shit changed. We still living in sin. Money makes a nigga turn from homie to killing his kid. Repetitive patterns of rush for cash. Well, like it like they keep their happiness is up for grabs. We'll never leave this slum, no matter if we try. Too many of us have died on the quest to take flight. Pour out a little liquor for your road dogs. Keep you like cops. These streets will never show love. Stick to the rules so you might lose your life. Only the light then set your heart what got you through the night. I'm trapped in the mind of a lost soul, but I'd have never lost hope. And my people say,
yeah. Through the darkest of these days,
be prepared for these hard times.
Colder than I.
Yeah.
Keep your smile through all this pain.
Cause where we at, there no sunshine.
Will you fight?
Yeah.
Through the darkest of these days,
be prepared for these hard times.
colder than I.
Yeah.
Keep your smile through all this pain.
Cause where we at, there no sunshine. This for all my dogs. Keep your hands up. Dedicated to my people to see a smile. Lost in the struggle. Throw your hands up. All these motherfuckers trying to keep you down. Throw your hands up. It's hard to keep you smile. Stay with me for a ride. We went through so much blood, tears, and sweat. To be where we at. Still in the place that's at. When I'm down for Hotep. This is your brother from the RBG Nation, Guy Nollywood Jr., coming to you with another exclusive program. I want to give a shout out and Hotep to a sister
So, good sister Sheila, how you doing? Hotep to you. Glad you're on board. Yeah, that's Tupac and Nate Dogg, man. And sad that they no longer here, man. I'm gonna miss those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like that's music. That's music. That's hip hop. That's hip hop. But give a shout out to Big Beauty. What's going on? What's up? What's good? Hotep. You know what I'm saying? Well, today's program is Warzone. And the thing is, a lot of times, I did some thinking. I start seeing a lot of things on YouTube, and I don't think black folks, to me, they're sleeping. You know, they're not really prepared, or they're just too relaxed. And I'm starting to see things. I'm starting to, don't understand. I don't understand why we can't get it together. I want to share screen something that the great Honorable Malcolm X said. Like I said, I'm always going to give my honor to Malcolm. I don't know Elijah Muhammad. I'm not taking anything away from him as far as the good things Elijah Muhammad did, but I don't know Elijah Muhammad. I grew up on Elijah Muhammad. I grew up on Malcolm X. That's all I saw was Malcolm when I was growing up. You know, seeing his speeches when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So, and to me, I always thought that I always looked at Malcolm like this powerful man. I didn't really know much of Marcus Garvey at that time because like I said, didn't really teach. You know, I learned about Marcus Garvey later on in life. But Malcolm, like if you listen to Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X, they both sound similar. They're very similar. So I see Marcus Garvey through Malcolm. So everything that Marcus Garvey said, Malcolm pretty much said the same thing. It's funny how people continue the speeches and then how they learn. You know, Malcolm X's father was a Garveyite. And those are the things that Malcolm X carried with him, even when he was in the Nation of Islam. And like he said before, and he listened to his speeches, he said, or his interviews rather, he said, the Nation of Islam don't talk about Africa. They don't ever say anything great about Africa. And this is coming from the great Malcolm X, the Honorable Malcolm. As you can see, his birthday was on the 19th. So happy belated birthday to Malcolm X. I'll consider this whole month his. I don't just consider one day. I'm claiming the whole month. I'm giving a whole month to Malcolm X. So happy belated. I won't even say happy belated. I still say happy birthday to Malcolm. So I love Pac, man. That's another great hero. Another hero. So ain't nobody gonna be like Pac. Nobody. No rapper no rapper can even match Tupac. No rapper. No, he was not even a rapper. He was just a revolutionary in my time. He was the only person in hip hop that really bust his guns at white folks. He was the only person that bust his guns on white folks and got off. Name me any other rapper that did that. They talk all this bang, bang, gang, gang, whatever that is. They always talk about all this other stuff. Name me one rapper, one revolutionary rapper that got at white folks. So him, you know, I'm not even getting mad at him going after Big and all that stuff, because to me, an enemy is an enemy. An enemy is an enemy. So that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? So, Pac, rest in peace. And he will be in my heart. So he was like a rap version of Malcolm X. That's what, if you know, they always compare Tupac to Malcolm. Oh, yeah, the real ones is always gone. They always go first. But we're going to continue that. We always going to continue. Hey, salute, Rashid. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you, Hotel. Good to see my brother Rashid in his house. Hey, Anthony, what's good? Hotel. Good to see you. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to keep it, you know what I'm saying? We just got to keep it 100. Because I'm going to show you some shit. Like, I don't know if y'all saw the video where Jim Jones got jumped by 2 white boys. That shouldn't even happen. That shouldn't even happen. That's right. Real talk. That's right. That's right, Big. Real talk. You have New Yorkers that discredit Tupac and his lyrics. That's true. I don't know why they do it. Because New Yorkers they into Biggie. Biggie was a great rapper. I ain't gonna front. I love Big. I love Big. Big was, there's no other person like him. Not even Sean. Not even Sean can match Big. He tried to sound like Big and all that, but not even Sean can match Big. Big was he was a lyricist, but Tupac made Big. I think Tupac made Big. I believe Tupac when he said that. He said, hey, he made Big. I believe it. I believe it. Because he said Big took his style, and I do believe it. I believe it. Maybe some people don't believe, but I do believe it. Crazy times, yeah. I miss the 90s, man. 90s, that's my era, man. 90s, I love the 90s, man. I miss the 90s bad, man. Because a lot of things just wasn't tolerated like today. Like, it just wasn't tolerated. And that's another thing. People keep talking about the 60s, but they don't even talk about what down in the 90s. They don't even talk about what down in the 90s. Because nothing had really changed from the 60s and the 90s. Really, nothing that really changed. But what, technology? If you really think about it. So, yeah. So, it's just what it is. So, some great times, man. But I'm going to let me screen share this real quick. Because I want to show you what Malcolm has said. Let me see if I can have it here. Screen share this real quick. Let's see if I can blow this up. Oh. Okay. So Malcolm, and this is Malcolm's quote. He said, Negro should realize that he is living in a war zone. And he is at war with an enemy that is vigorous and criminal and inhuman, as any war maker country has ever been. Black people are in a war zone. Black people are in a war zone. And they don't even know that and a lot of us don't even know that we at war or we in a war zone. They don't even know that we at war. They so busy buck dancing. They're so busy getting on YouTube talking about downgrading other black people who hasn't done nothing to them. You got black people that getting on YouTube because they trying to protect their butter. They try to protect their butter biscuits. Oh, I don't want those brothers from Africa to get my butter biscuits. We made the butter biscuits. This is what it sounds like to me. Where you have our enemy attacking us. You got white boys. Like we talk about Tupac. We just got finished talking about Tupac, right? But did you know you got white boys that's into drill music? And they're talking about killing black people? You got white drill music, white boys that's rapping. Well, they consider rapping drill music. Drill music. And I don't understand the life of me. And I guess they don't want to seem like I guess clan-like. So they'll hire these they get black people to surround them. And it looks bad. It just looks like you have the slave owner and you have these enslaved black folks protecting the slave owner. And I think that's what make these white boys look kind of tough, because they got black people around them supporting them. And they supposed to be I guess they're supposed to be their bodyguards. I never could understand that. But they use our music against us. So it's not about them dissing other white rappers. They use that to attack black people. We are at war, and people don't understand that. They don't understand that. So let me show you something. I want to play this real quick, but I want y'all to really look at what Malcolm has said. He said, Negro should realize that he is living in a war zone. And he is at war with an enemy that is vicious and criminal and inhumane, or I would say inhuman, as any war-making country has ever been. So it's I want y'all to really we gotta study our. This is what I'm saying. We reject our ancestors. We reject them. Malcolm and Dr. King and Garvey, all these guys, they went through it. They've been there, done that. We always leave stories so our generations that comes after us can learn. Now, this has been going on. We've been fighting this enemy for almost 5,000 years. This is nothing new. This is not just happened just during slavery times. This enemy been attacking Africa. The Greeks and Rome going over there to Kemet. And I mean, they've been warning us on the walls of ancient Kemet. I had a debate with a B-Rap, Bozo Muhammad, and I showed that. That's why the Nation of Islam, they believe. That's the difference between a belief and truth. Now I'm saying, let me say this again. There's a difference between a belief and something factual. And I showed that. It's not even a belief. A belief is something that you think, but you cannot prove it. And when I remember asking him, I said, do you believe? Because they always saying Their whole organization is based off a belief system. They believe the white man is the devil, but I actually showed it. So let him know there's no belief. This is real. This is facts. And you showing black people fighting the Tammuz, because there was no considered white people at the time. Black people, we gave them their names, by the way. European, we gave them the word Europeans. That's a African name. That's an African goddess. Europa is an African goddess. Europa. So we gave them a name, but their real name is the Tammuz. And we show them fighting against it. This is an ancient war. Just like you got the Palestinians and the Israel. They call it the Holy War. But with our situation, it's an ancient war. If it's something ancient, there's no belief in that. There's no book that tell us who's your enemy is. Our enemy is real. It's real. Let me read some of these comments. Andrew 100, the African warrior said, you have a lot of black people that complain about white supremacy, but use white supremacist ways on other black people. Complete hypocrisy. That's 100% facts. And I said that in my last live about the crack baby from Michigan. Well, and I don't even want to go there, but it just, he's already, this is the same dude that got a ski mask and on his profile with a Newport cigarette in his mouth. But he complained about white people. But you support white companies. I don't understand that. There's a lot of hypocrisy. There's a lot of hypocrisy in our people. So that's where you can't, it's hard. You can't trust people like that. And even when it comes down to this voting situation, I'm starting to really believe black people don't care about black people. Now, I'm not saying to pick anybody. But if somebody says, like Trump, and I posted this on my YouTube, Trump said he has a contract, not a promise, because we had a lot of politicians that always use this word promise. And I thought it was very interesting when Donald Trump said, well, for African people in the United States, he said he's going to give a contract, not a promise. And is the contract called the Platinum Plan that will give as a guarantee to build black people up in this country. And black people will ignore that. And like I said, I'm not saying, and like I'm gonna make this I'm not saying Trump is perfect. I'm not saying anything. But if somebody said they have a contract to build you up, I'm taking that deal. But you got black people that don't want that. They'd rather go with somebody that ain't giving them nothing. Just to turn around and complain. When you had Kamala Harris says, I'm not just giving anything, I'm not just go and give black people something. I'm going to give other races this. No. But you have black people will tell, just like Barack Obama. I had Negroes get mad at me. Oh, you ain't vote for Barack, like the crack baby from Michigan. He literally got mad at me because I didn't vote for Barack Obama. I'm not voting for him. What he say he's going to do for black people? That's what I care about. Our interests. We have an interest, and that's something that we should be fighting for. But we let our emotions get away with everything. We got to put our emotions to the side and get to business. That's the problem. That's the problem. Just because somebody that might look like us doesn't mean they for us. That's the problem. That's the bottom line. Just like Chuck D said, every brother ain't a brother. And that's facts. Shout out to Chuck D from Public Enemy. Shella said, I can't stand Maurice. He's always crying but loves white men. Of course. Of course. The biggest hypocrite. He threatens black people. He makes promises that he can't keep. He never apologized. He never apologized. And I'm a very forgiving person, but he don't apologize. He don't never say, hey, bro, I was wrong. But he's also a cutthroat. And I can't deal with that. That means that he can't be trusted. He can't be trusted. And when you show me your hand, I can't mess with that. Means you're dangerous. And like I said, you got to study the Nation of Islam, because the Nation of Islam only talk about white men. They don't never talk about the white woman. And the white woman is just as dangerous. The white woman, the Caucasian woman, the Neanderthal female got 100 young black men lynched just by one white lie. No one thinks about that. We ignore the movie Get Out. We just totally ignore that was a creepy movie. That is a creepy movie. But it seemed like to me that more black men is still running to the blonde and blue-eyed woman. They still run into that white woman. That is a creepy movie. I don't understand that. Big said, who's Maurice? Maurice Muhammad, the biggest fraud of them all. He came on my panel, thought he was a good brother, the biggest traitor of all traitors. He said a crackhead. The Michigan crack baby. No, that's not Maurice. That's Maurice is the B-Rab. No, he's not the crack. He's not the crack baby from Michigan though. But yeah. But we gotta know we gotta know that we are in a war zone. We gonna have traitors. Malcolm even talked. See, I try to tell you, study Brother Malcolm. Study him. He even said, we have to, sometimes that we're gonna have to take down our traitors too. He told a whole story about the Asian, how he talked about the Chinese and how they defeated the British. And how even the Asians had to wipe out their traitors who was working with the British. This is the reason why you have a Hong Kong. We got to study our ancestors. Our ancestors leave these stories so we won't forget. Our ancestors they document stories all the way since ancient Kemet, so we won't forget. But it seemed like to me we ignore our ancestors. We just ignore it. And make it hard for people who are trying to keep our ancestors alive, their spirit alive. It's a lot of like Andrew said. Let me read his comment again. He said, you have a lot of black people that complain about white supremacy, but use white supremacy as ways on other black people, complete hypocrisy. And it's true. Peace, brother Bakari. Shout out Hotel. I sent you the link, brother. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, man. You know how they do us, man. But I'm definitely gonna put the link in a little bit. If you stick around, because I would definitely like to hear your thoughts on this. But shout out to King Brother Bakari. He's one of my good brothers, a scholar. Very, very, to me, he's a warrior. You know what I'm saying? And we need more brothers like him. We need more brothers like my brother. And we do. We do. We got Brother Forecast. We have Rashid. We got Brother Big. We got some really powerful brothers on my team. I had to get rid of the washed up ones. We gotta be consistent of what we do. And just like I said, me and Brother Bakari, we have disagreements. I don't agree with everything he says, but some of the things he makes some good points. And Brother Bakari, no, Brother Bakari, you're right. You know, you're right. Or you make some good points. You know what I'm saying? So, we never got into the situation where I made a whole video and attacking this brother. No, we in the same fight. We in the same fight. So shout out to Brother Bakari, man. So, but we are in a war zone. We are at war, and for some reason we don't understand it. So I'm gonna play you this video. And write down your comments. Tell me what you think about these videos. I'm just going to show you two. And I'm going to do a video on the devilish white woman. I'm going to do a program on that. Okay? But I want to show you this video. Let me get out of here. Let me stop this. But I want y'all to really, really study this comment, because we are in a war zone. Here we go. Okay. Oh shit, what the fuck did I do? Didn't want to do that. I don't know why this thing keep jumping. Okay, here we go. Let me screen share this video real quick. And so I don't know if y'all seen this before. Let me pause this. So I don't know if y'all seen this before. So I don't know if y'all seen this before, but this happened in Mississippi University. And this is to all the pro-Black Americans, the FBAs that love these red, white, and blue colors, the RWBs. Those that love the RWBs, these are your people. The FBAs, these are your people, FBAs, who wears the red, white, and blue. Since you don't like the red, black, and green, this is what your people. This is part of your people. Because anybody that rocks the American flag, that's your people. That's your people. So you FBAs, you know who you are. The ones who love America, who love getting that love getting that EBT card. I'm not going to mention no names because you're not going to get no EBT card in Africa. Those that getting that EBT cards, that love America, these are your people. Now I'm going to play this. This happened in Mississippi University. Who those that want to do their campaign? This is what's going on. This was going on doing this protest between Israel and Palestinian. There we go.
So I hope that.
So, did you see that? Do I have to play that again? You see how they did to that black woman? Now, I'm going to say this. She was there to, I guess, to protest for Palestine. She was there to support, and I'm going to say this. She should not have been there. In my opinion, she shouldn't even been there. That's not our fight. That's not our fight. Her fight is it should be for her own people, not for some Arab country somewhere who don't care nothing about the African race. She should not have been there. But you see how the one of the white people that made the gorilla, you see how they treat our women? How they make mockery of her? One guy made these ape sounds. Let me play that again. I want y'all to really pay attention. This is for the FBAs too, because they support this. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. This is like 60s all over again. We're in the year 2024. We're in the year 2024. But look what they're doing. Nothing has changed. Let me play this again.
This incredible product dissolves oven grease and stubborn mold in seconds without any scrubbing.
So I'm going to play. So that just shows you what America really is about. That black woman should not even been there. But you see how they made mockery of her? And now this is another part where they called her Lizzo. Now this has nothing to do of the protests. This has nothing to do with the protests.
Lizzo, 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 Lizzo. You better.
So take a look at this.
Lizzo, 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 Lizzo. You better. You bitch.
You heard what they said? They said, F you, you fat B. This is what they told her. Watch how everybody make a monkey noise. See? Wow.
Lizzo, 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 Lizzo. You better. You. Bitch.
Wow. 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 So Mississippi is broke. So-called patriots. Yep. Oh, so why does this thing keep playing? Called her Lizzo, yeah. Called her a fat B. She don't realize that she's in war. And that didn't have nothing to do with the protests. If she was a white woman, they would try to talk it out. They would have maybe a heated debate. But they literally called this woman a fat B, called her making these gorilla ape sounds, mocking her, calling her an ape. That had nothing to do of the protests. But see, she was a black woman. And her thing is, like I said, that Palestine is not her fight. Her fight is for her race. That's what she should have been. She shouldn't have, and I'm going to say this, she shouldn't have even been there. She shouldn't have been there. Because that's not her fight. Let the Arabs fight their own thing. That's their business. That wasn't her business to be there in the first place. She didn't realize that she's in war. See, this is how they think about us. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. So they were saying how the guy, they only picked this one dude out because he made the little ape sound and whatever, and he was saying he was expelled, and they're not going to do it. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything. He's going to come right back in that school. He's going to probably give it like an apology. We got to realize that we're at war. This is not a game. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put the link in real quick. But I'm going to show you one more video. I'm going to show you one more video that Jim Jones was getting his ass beat by two white boys. He was getting his ass beat by two white boys. These are the same rappers that perform for white people. They don't even respect these rappers no more. There's no respect in these rappers no more. But they jumped Jim Jones. I couldn't believe that. Let me show you that video. Oh, shit. Jim Jones getting his ass kicked by two white boys.
Bro.
Yeah, that white guy.
At the escalator, arrivals, lower level. Hey!
You're jumping? It's two of them against me. You hurt my friend. You fucking hurt my partner. You hurt my friend.
Yo, sit down. Sit. You're not
See? He insulted me. He insulted me. They both insulted me.
Jim Jones got his ass beat by two white boys. They didn't care if he was a rapper. They didn't care that he was known. Let me play that again. He said, hey, you jumping my friend. But you see how he's not going to see if it was any other black, they would just say, oh, well, that's I was going to pull out my phone. That white guy going to save his white buddy. You see? Let me play that again. They jumped him.
Bro.
At the escalator, arrivals. Lower level. Hey!
You're jumping me? It's two of them against me.
You hurt my friend. You fucking hurt my partner.
They jumping me.
Yo, sit down.
That white guy want more.
He insulted me. He insulted me. They both insulted me.
Go sit down.
They both insulted me.
Your ass down. I don't fucking care. Sit your ass down now.
What the fuck did I just say?
They both
Sit your ass
insulted me.
down. You're not listening.
Look at that. That's crazy. My question is this: where's Jim Jones' peoples? Where's his black friends at? My question is, where were I'm gonna put the link in. Anybody want to? But my question is, where was Jim Jones' peoples at? Where was his brothers? That shouldn't even have went down. But see, you understand? They know who he was. These white people want to get they want to get some street credit too. They say, hey, we beat up Jim Jones. He's not all that tough. That should never have went down. But it's just weird to me where if that was a black person, all of a sudden Jim Jones would have a crew. They would have a crew. They have no problem jumping other black people. But for some apparent reason, Jim Jones didn't have his boys with him. That's kind of odd. There's no stabbing. Because somebody jumped me, I'm pulling out something. That's just how it is. I'm pulling out. We are at war. That's the bottom line. Is we are at war. We have no problem have heat for one another. But then these same rappers, they want to perform for white people. They want to act tough and act like they're hard. They want to give this false image like they're big and bad. And these white people don't have no love for them like that. Now, here's the evidence. There's the evidence. We sit there, we play too many games. So we got to wake up, man. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. We are at war. That's the bottom line. We are at war. Says body slam that white boy. Yeah, well, I think because the Escalade was moving. I don't know if the white guy was drunk. I don't know. But it shouldn't even went down like that. I think Jim Jones should have been a straight beat down. But where was his friends at? He should never been alone like that. Where was his bodyguard? Where was his posses? I mean, he handled his own. He did his thing. I give it to Jim Jones, but that it should never went down like that. Don't white men would have thought twice. Yeah, that white dude was hitting like a bitch though. But he said, "Hey, no." He said, "Oh, why you jump?" He said, "Because you jumped my friend." You see how they stick together? They stick together. He said, "That's my friend." He didn't care about losing his life. He didn't pull out his phone. He didn't sit back and done nothing and then tell his friend, "Oh, you all right?" Say, "No, that's my homie. That's my friend. I see you kicking. I see you beating him up. No, I'm going to save my friend." He didn't care if his friend was in the right or wrong. He didn't care. Even though his friend was the troublemaker. Because his race come first. His race come first. That's the bottom line. He didn't care if that white dude who was hitting like a bitch did not care that his friend was in wrong. He's white, and that was his friend. And that's the only thing he cared about. He just saw his friend trying to beat up a black person. Exactly. Where was his security? Where was his boys? Where was his boys? That's strange to me. Because every time I see Jimmy, he's always have his crew around, but for some apparent reason, he didn't have no crew. No entourage. That's just crazy to me. But these are the same rappers that perform for them. They're in the front row. We see these concerts. And who's in the front row? All these white people. But they didn't care if he was Jim Jones. They knew who he was. That shit is crazy to me. But we're going to learn. It's sad to say how people are going to learn the hard way. Everything our ancestors have said is coming to light. It's coming to light. Money, your money, trying to please them. You're trying to be polite to them and be courteous and all this other stuff, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's just the bottom line. It's not going to work. We did the whole peaceful marching and peaceful protests. You're dealing with criminals, born savage, barbaric criminals. That's who you're dealing with. And it doesn't matter. Just like Malcolm X said, they asked him, "Can you be friends with white people?" What did Malcolm say? He said white people can be friendly. They'll come with you with a smile. They will go as far as having sex with you. They will go as far as giving you a job. They don't mean they're your friend. Because to them it's some sort of benefit. They don't do things just to do it. They do it because they're trying to get something out. And this is another war tactic. It's a war tactic that they're using. The mixed babies and all that other stuff. It's a war tactic. I want to see if I can pull up something else. I want y'all. I gotta show this. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Because this is the barbarism. You're dealing with Neanderthals. Now we get into science. Now we get into science. I got to show you something because this was very disturbing. I don't understand black people, man. We get too comfortable. We get too comfortable. Let me see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this video here. If I can find it. Yeah, we get too comfortable, man. If I could find this. Oh, God, let me see. Hope I have it here. Come on, where you at? Where you at? I thought I saved it. Okay, let me show this one. I'm gonna show this one. Let me show this one. I gotta show this one. These stupid ass commercials, man. Okay, here we go. I want to show y'all something. This is going to be a little disturbing, but I want to show you that we at war. Like I said, black people are going to learn the hard way. So I'm going to show you this. Tell me what y'all think about this one. Give me 1 second. I'm going to screen share it right now. Let me screen share this one. I want y'all to see this. Did y'all see this? You see how they mark us? Now, this was a Halloween. This was on Halloween on 2022. This is what they think about us. I want y'all to take a real look at this. Blackface costumes racists doing Halloween 2022. Here we go.
Do you understand that none of you will get
that way.
Do you guys understand the consequences of what you've just done?
No.
You guys are not going to get into a college. You guys are not going to get any scholarships because this is a hate crime.
We all dropped out of high school. It's okay.
And I still don't think it's appropriate for you guys to be doing this. It's really it's really not.
This happened in Utah. Let's put up the pictures. Let me say thank you to the individual who tried to give them a proper education about the insanity of their behavior and the insensitivity connected to it. Obviously, their parents are not doing so. The smirking white teenagers from Cedar City, Utah simply laughed off the outraged woman recording them. As you can see, 3 teens were dressed in chain gang prison uniforms with complete blackface. And a few others dressed in police and SWAT costumes. They all thought this was hilarious. Police are now working to identify the 3 teens who were in blackface. City Police of Cedar, the Sergeant Justin Ludlow, said the department was not called about the Walmart confrontation and thus never responded. But after a witness at the store later contacted police about the exchange, authorities are now investigating. Ludlow said that even if the youths are identified, it is not clear that they will be arrested or charged with a crime. Now, the governor, which is interesting because I did not expect a statement from the governor because typically these cats don't respond to racism anymore. He did have a response. So the Republican governor, Spencer Cox, released the following statement, and it says, "We strongly condemn racism in all its forms, and we call on every Utah resident to reject such offensive stereotypes, slurs, and attitudes. We must do better." Okay. Cox's public information.
You telling me that we are not at war? This is how they look at us. We're always going to be looked at as less than to them. We're always going to be looked at as inferior to them. Even Abraham Lincoln, and I always kept saying this, he even says, as long as that black people stay in this country, we will always be the inferior race. There will be a superior race and there will be an inferior race. A superior race and an inferior race. And he said, as a white man, he's talking about himself, he said he was happy to be part of the superior race. This is Abraham Lincoln, he said this. I'm going to read something. I bought this book from Brother Jabari. And I'm going to talk more about this. I just bought the book. I just started reading it. The book is called 7 Little White Lies. It's a very good book. It's only $20. And I had to buy it. And like I said, I love supporting my people. And Jabari is another powerful scholar. And he says something very interesting. Because by looking at that, they was trying to mimic black men in chain gangs. Let me see if I can do a let me see if I can get a picture. See some images. Okay, this is one picture. See if I can blow this up. Let me share this. So this is what they was trying to mimic. This is what they was trying to mimic. They remember how they used to treat us. And they make mockery of our pain and suffering. They put us in these conditions and they make fun of us. It becomes a joke. And you saw the white, yet again, you saw the white woman, you saw the white girls, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed white women that these stupid black men go after when they make it. And those are the same white girls. They will go and purposely find a black athlete and brag that, hey, I'm with, someone that's like O.J. Simpson. How many of those white girls that those black athletes are with, they with these black athletes, how many of them, and they probably did every disgusting thing in the book, made mockery of black people, but then they get around brothers who's are athletes or entertainers, and they will act innocent. But in high school, this is what they used to do, make mockery of our people. And then they turn around and say, well, I was young. I was only 18. I was only 17, 16. But I'm going to read something real quick. And this book is in the introduction. And I quote, and Brother Jabari said this. He said, young boys of European descent who watch TV. This is why I say imagery is very important. They say young boys of European descent who watch TV, who watch television, feast on deception of themselves as what? As powerful, as wealthy, attractive, and in control of all of their lives. They see themselves portrayed as superheroes, secret agents, gods, cowboys, astronauts, soldiers, scientists, kings, and even lady killers. While they aren't always depicted as heroes, they are almost always the main character. He says this in this one. White boys were the only group in the study to see themselves, to see their self-esteem increase as their TV watching hours increase. So there was a study. By contrast, the self-esteem of African American boys was most damaged as they were endowed with this deception of themselves as what? Criminals, victims, villains, and intellectual inferiors. This is in his book. This is the reason why we have to come up with media that will change all of that. Now, we know these people are not heroes. We know these people are not gods. We know these people ain't kings and queens. But they see themselves as leaders, as powerful, as wealthy. That's why I'm saying the media, we have to change the game. It's a war. This is another war tactic, people. It's another war tactic. Media. They use media as another war tactic. And we look at white people as this great, powerful. This is the reason why these athletes and these celebrities want to get with these people, because, and it's damaging to us. They use media as a war tactic. So when you start talking about, this is the reason why you got black people against Pan-Africanism, because they fell into that box. They fell into the trap. Oh, I ain't going to Africa. It's bad over there. They fell into the trap because they looking at, or they're hearing the garbage, because they look at themselves as inferior. When they talk about how great white America is, they only thing they're doing, these FBAs, they just making white people even greater by bigging them up. They don't run this country. They don't control this country. Their enemy is. I was talking to brother Bakari, and how this is the reason why we have neighborhoods instead of communities, because even though you might have a majority of black people in a town or in a state, they don't run the institutions. They don't run where the power is at. They don't run the courtrooms. They don't run the courthouses and the supermarkets and the banks. And it could be a majority of black people. It could be like almost damn near 60% black people in that town or in that state. But 40%, 45% of white people are controlling the institutions. That should be a problem. That should be a problem. I thought that the whole purpose of being the majority, black people should run the institution as well. But we just don't give a shit. We don't care. That's right, Sheila. You're right. As she said, exactly, nothing but sheep being hurt. That's right. Waiting to be slaughtered. And the funny thing about it, it's in your face now. They're not even hiding it no more. But you see what media? See what you heard what I read? Get that book, 7 White Lies. Seven White Lies by Brother Jabari. He said this is what they're being fed. And they carried that. They carried that. So I don't understand why you got these clowns, black folks, sellouts, turn around and say why we can't talk about how great Africa was. Oh, you keep talking about Kemet. Yes, talk about Kemet. Got idiots talking about the dark side of Africa. We've been through that. We should uplift. And why they don't talk about the dark side of Europe? You don't hear no white person talk about the Dark Ages. How many of y'all even heard that? How many of y'all heard white people talk about the Dark Ages? They won't talk about it. They won't even mention it. They won't even mention about the plague. They won't mention about bestiality. And they're not going to mention none of that. It's embarrassing. But they'll talk about how great their civilization is. They'll talk about how great Greece and Rome was. They'll make movies like 300. Show them how great and powerful they are. They're not going to talk about their negative history. They got more bones and skeletons in their closet than any other race of people. Let's be real. Let's be real. They don't talk about the cannibalism that they used to do. This is the reason why they came up with the vampire movies. It was an actual person named Vlad. They used to eat each other. But you got these bastards. This is the reason why I cut them off. I can't stand them. And you heard the crack baby when I had my last live. I was shocked. These are black people with white talking points. But this is how they look at us. They talk bad about the movie Black Panther. I enjoyed it. With rest in peace to Chad. What's his name? The brother who did Black Panther movie. Shout out to him. Rest in peace. But they bashed that movie, and our babies loved it. They love to see a hero, and Killmonger wasn't really a villain. He really wasn't. It was just a family feud, and we can relate to that. It was just a family feud. I didn't look at Killmonger as a villain. I understood. You had Magneto and Charles Xavier, and they just friends. But they fought the same fight, even though they had different opinions. And they fought. They fought. I don't hear white people saying, oh Magneto, I hated X-Men. Because Magneto was, you never heard white people say that. But you got these so-called fake revolutionary Negroes. They're going to take something, a comic book, and they're going to downplay it? How dare you? You're garbage. That movie made so much money. I didn't really care about the second one too much, but that movie was powerful. I really do miss that brother, man. I think his name is Chadwick. I really do miss him, man. But yeah, man. We need more movies like that. We need more heroes. We need somebody that we can look up to, and we can say, yo, we could be like that. We need to talk more about Kemet and talk about how great our civilization is. We need to embrace our heroes and put our heroes on the map. We need to start unifying and working together. That's what we got to do. Imagery is important. All this gangster life and all that. We need more. We need to show more black scientists and all that. We need to do the exact same thing. But see, the difference between us and them, they take our history and they put it among them. They put it in their stories. They came up with this movie called what was that movie they called? The Gods of Egypt. Total disrespect. All white. Has nothing to do with. They take our culture and they put it, even when it comes down to our history, they put their face on it. There wasn't no white Egyptians. But they didn't care. They're going to show you how powerful they are. And this is the reason why you got Negroes keep saying white supremacy. Because they had you believe, just like Brother Bakari came up with that program called The Big Bluff. They bluffed you. You've been bamboozled. You've been tricked. This is the reason why they become successful, because it's conditioning. It's a condition. Of course, and of course their white woman is going to respect that white man. We need more of that. We need more black heroes. We need to show that. We was doing it in the beginning. We was doing it with the Shaft and all these black exploitation movies and all that. We had the movie called Posse. We was doing it, but all of a sudden it stops. It stopped. What happened? Somebody said, and then they said, "Oh, we can't have this." Shirley said, "I heard that Joe Rogan talking about how white scientists impregnated chimpanzees." Damn. Well, they do got some. Well, let's be realistic. They are part. They have some animal DNA in them. Remember, they have Neanderthal blood in them. That's part of that. They have that animal DNA in them. This is the reason why they can eat a bloody. Listen, this is the reason why they could get into cannibalism. This is the reason why they can eat a hamburger with a raw hamburger with blood still in it. This is proof. This is evidence. This is the reason why they could do homosexual. They could get into the homosexual lifestyle and think nothing of it. They ask any white person about homosexual. You will never hear them say, I'm not into that. They would say, I don't have a problem with it. They would tell you, I don't have a problem with homosexuality. I don't think that. They would tell you this because that's part of their culture. They need religion. The only reason why if you hear white people say they're against homosexuality, I'm going to use that for example, is because they need religion to tell them that's wrong. I was watching this show called I don't know if anybody see this show. I believe it's on Hulu. The Godfather in Harlem with Forrest Whitaker. He was playing Bobby Johnson. And the guy who was playing Malcolm X, he got arrested while he was in Mecca. While he was going to Mecca, they thought Malcolm X was a fraud. Now I don't know if this was a true story or not. But they didn't believe Malcolm X. These Arabs, these white Arabs, that these Negroes are helping out with the Palestinians and all that. These white Arabs, these B-Rabs, not B-Rabs, these Arabs told Malcolm they didn't believe Malcolm was a Muslim. So they arrested him. Put him in this nasty jail cell. A white man, a white Arab, came to him and said, well, while they're investigating, I will take you in. You can live with me. Malcolm was like, wow, the guy who played Malcolm, but he was like, wow, I never had a white man that showed me any hospitality like this. And you know what that white man said to Malcolm? He said, because Islam, Allah said we have to do this. So in other words, it's not coming from the heart. It's coming from some stupid ass book that there has to be nice. It's the religion that's keeping them in check. They need a religion that keep them in check. That's the only way you might hear them say they're against certain things. This is facts. Andrew said, Tariq Nasheed said Black Panther was trash. Of course he's going to say that. Of course he's going to say that. Tariq Nasheed love white people. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. He's a pimp. He's a scammer. So he made his money off the, but like I said, trust me, his day is going to come. Every dog has his day. He's going to end up like the rest of them. He's going to end up like another Puffy Combs, another Brother Polite, another Nature Boy at some point. That head of museum is going to go down a drain. It's not really a real museum. It's really not. He said, I'll be a monkey's uncle is their favorite quote. Yeah. Yeah. They really into that gorilla stuff. But they have that it's in their blood. It's the reason why they're attracted to dogs and apes, if you notice that. The Planet of the Apes. You have King Kong. And remind you, those are our animals. But we don't bother them. We don't hunt them down and all this other stuff. Anything, and it's sad to say, that Black folks, even in Africa, they got so caught up. They lost their, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them, they lost their nature, the nature way of things. We don't bother the animals over there. Actually, we used to praise them. We never had, there was no such thing as eating, I don't even know if this is true, eating some monkey meat and all that other stuff. We never ate that stuff. Our people never we don't do that things. Bush meat and all this other stuff. That's because of European interference. And now you got Black people that into Christianity. And just as facts. They gave us the book and they took the land. They took the land. That's crazy. I'm going to show you something else. Hold on. I got to show you this. This is what white people have done. I got to show you. I got to educate y'all, man. I got to. I can't stop. I'm in teacher mode right now. Let's see what happened. I'm in teacher mode right now. Let me see if I still got this saved. Oh my God, it's scary. It's scary. Oh, shoot. Let me see if I have this. No, it's not on here. Let me see. I still got something. I think it's on this one. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. I want to show y'all something else, man. I had this saved. Okay. Let me put this in. Okay, here we go. I want to show y'all this. Let me see this. Come on. What's this? Okay. I want to show y'all this to show you how bad shape South Africa is. I want to show you how bad shape South Africa is. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. I appreciate you. Please hit that like button. Subscribe, share. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Let me see this. I got to show you this one right here. Let me put this in. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you this. Man, I'm telling you, we got to wake up, man. This is South Africa in 2024. This is what happens when our people drop the ball. This is what happens.
This strip in Cape Town, South Africa, divides the beachside community of Strand from the township of Nomzamo. They're only a few apart. People on each side are different. Strand has backyards and driveways. Nomzamo
This is in
much
South
less.
Africa. You see when white people, how they take the resources, and you see how one side is so beautiful, roads, and now you got on the black side, it looks like a straight ghetto. Look how nasty that is. Very condensed, disgusting, no roads, nothing. This is what happens. This is what religion does, and how they end their country. These Neanderthals are in their country, and this is what they're doing. This is 2024. The Afrikaners, this is what they did.
And the people here have fewer basic services. Less piped water, less internet access. And Nomzamo is majority black, while the area across the line.
I want y'all to take a look at this. You see one side, all beautiful, all nice. Look at the other side. It's sad. It's very, very sad. Anthony said, apartheid never ended. It changed clothes and put a black face in front of it. Facts. You telling me that we're not at war? Are those FBAs, are you telling me that we are not at war? They gave us the book and they took the land. So I don't want to hear these suckers talking about forget about Africa. When you got these bastards going over there, taking the best land. And look what they doing. They divided. And all those black people, and I bet you there's diseases, there's crime on the black side, 92%. It's embarrassing. We are at war. Malcolm said it best. We don't listen to our ancestors, right? We don't listen to them. We think we know it all. But I never forgot. You don't. If I go to South Africa, you best believe I'm gonna be on some hateful shit. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna curse them out and say whatever I gotta say to them to piss them off. It's just that real. I can't go there because I know I'm gonna do something that is gonna. I'm gonna do something. This is in 2024. We are at war. We got so caught up with this. Brother Malcolm, he said it. He said it right. They come with a smile, and then black people think that, oh, they're friendly. No, white people ain't giving these black people nothing. And they come in there and they make their own paradise. Get their resources and build them up. They build themselves up. That's something that black people should have been doing. They should have one who should have been controlling the wealth. I don't understand that. If black people were smart, they should have just burned that whole side, destroy it. They should have just went over and destroyed that whole side. Burn it all down. Burn it all down. But no, because they're under Islam and Christianity, oh, God loves everybody. Okay. And why black people are so consumed with that garbage, look what they're doing. Gave you the book and they took the land because they know God, the real God. And I said this I said this long time ago. The real God, G-O-D, gold, oil, and diamonds. Let me put that in the chat. Because that's what black people should be worshiping. That's what black people should be worshiping, right? Am I right? Put that in the chat. Am I right? Am I right? Because that's what we should be worshiping. How do you think ancient Kemet was built? How do you think Black Wall Street was built? Black people keep, oh, we had Black Wall Street. How do you think it was built? Black folks? That's right. That's right, Sheila. The deities that we praise to, it represent nature. Has nothing to do with anything else. It represents nature. Resource is nature. Gold is nature. Oil is nature. All that's part of it. Water is resource. Water. When people use the sun is resource. That's the reason why you create solar panels. Sunlight, all this is resource. The trees is resource. Plants is resource. Black folks. White, and your enemy knows this. Your enemy knows this. But y'all want to live in, some of our people want to live in pipe dreams. Oh, well, we need to control a state. I'm not looking for sovereignty. I want all power. I'm not looking for some damn sovereignty, because that's what it is. In the Nation of Islam, they always talk about sovereignty. Well, if we could give us a little state, or maybe we could separate the country. They're not doing that. White people are greedy. Your enemy want it all. So that's what we should be doing. We want it all. I don't want no piece. I don't want no crumb. I don't want no piece of no damn pie. But every time I talk about this, you always gonna have some background. You're gonna have some inferior, let me use that word, inferior black person, some beta male want to argue with me. I want people to look at this. This is a problem. It should never be. It should never be.
Is majority white. If we use dots on a map to represent race, you can see how stark that divide is. You can see it's actually everywhere. And this is the case across much of South Africa.
Wow.
The color of your skin here often determines where you live. It also determines your quality of life. This map shows where jobs and opportunities are primarily concentrated in Cape Town. And this is where most of the city's Black people live, in informal settlements called townships on the city's periphery.
People have to move by public transport for up to 3 hours a day, and they can't take care of their obligations in the community with the rest of the family because they're always working and they're always traveling.
For decades, South Africa was under apartheid, a system that wrote segregation into law. A white minority controlled where non-white people could live, work, exist. Many were forced out of their homes. In 1994, a democratically elected government took power and ended apartheid. It was supposed to be a new beginning. But a lot of the country still looks like this. And that's because South Africa's legacy of trees.
It's so funny because those are the same white people that did that to us and brought us into the United States, brought us into the Americas. And now they had the audacity to go to Africa and do the exact same thing. We are at war. And the black man and black woman got to know that you are in the war zone. This is not a game. This is not a game. We are at war. See, these people that get on social media, they talk a good game, but you notice I don't preach about no God. I am God. And I'm looking forward for that smoke. I'm not going to end up like no fucking that punk ass Jim Jones. Jim Jones should have took a life, in my opinion. He should have took a life. White people jumping you like that, you should have took one of their lives. That's just plain and simple. He should have whipped their ass to the point they'd think twice of beating up another black man. Black people today, it seemed like to me, got soft. This is the reason why you got these Negroes wearing skinny jeans and shit. Tight jeans where they show their thighs and ripped jeans. What black man you know wearing tight jeans with ripped jeans and booty hugger jeans with ripped jeans? Who does that? That's new to me. I never grew up with that. I grew up with women. Females knew how they own. They wasn't chasing no bag, and it wasn't no sexy red walking around like that. Because we think this is a joke. It's all fun and games. Look what they doing to Puffy right now. They're gonna tear all of them down. But see, I don't. He brought that on himself. I don't feel sorry for no Puffy Combs. He the one who got Big killed. This is not a game. This is real life, man. This is in South Africa. It shouldn't even be like that. And how those white people, yo, that's just crazy to me. You mean black people are that soft where you have a race of people that came across the ocean? You could not have done that. Black people could not go into Europe and do that. They could not go over there into no Asian country or no European country and start dragging white people or yellow people out their homes. And they could and those white people, yellow people just go, oh well, we just got to move on. And no, it's going to be a fight. That whole country is going to come down. And no leadership is going to stop them. That's the problem. Nelson Mandela, he did a poor job. They are worse now. This is what I'm saying. They broke him. And they should have said, no, Nelson Mandela, you're not the same person. We're not going to make you as our leader. It's time for us to fight. It's time for us to bring bloodshed. That whole side in Johannesburg, that whole side that they showed should have been burnt to the ground. It should never look like that. It's a slap in the face. It's a really hurtful feeling. We got to get back in that natural state, man. Stop listening to these clowns that talk about Pan-Africanism. Stop talking, because this is the buck stop here. Malcolm X was Pan-African. He was Pan-African. The buck stop here. Stop listening to these cowards. Stop listening to these religious folks saying, oh, Allah's going to take care of everything, or Jesus is going to take care of it. Stop listening to these folks, because you're going to end up just like what happened in South Africa. Because those black people thinking Allah is going to take care of everything. Those black people thinking Jesus is going to take care of everything. This is the reason why their condition is the way it is now. Okay. Okay, I got you, Brother Bakar. So yeah, it's real. This is the reason why I had to do this program, because it bothers me, because I hear a lot of nonsense, and we're just missing the big picture. We're missing the big picture. Hotel to KW Dawn was good. He said there is an all-white town called Arione in Arizona right now. Wow. He said in Arizona right. Okay, wow. See? See, white people, they don't see. You see how they create their paradise? And you would never hear that you will have a majority of white, and this is in South Africa, by the way. You are never going to hear them say, well, there's a majority of white people in this particular part, but the institution is controlled by black people. You would never hear that. Their whole thing is, we're going to take this part of this land and we're going to run it, and we're going to run the institution as well. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. Let me see something. Let me see. That's what they're going to do. Yeah, see? Oh, I know that KW doing something. Yeah, I know. That's crazy. All white town. Let me put up this comment again. There's an all white town called, wow, see? All white town in South Africa. You see how they take over? And there's no care in the world. Because image is why I try to tell you about media. They made them feel bigger than what they really are. And the world is get to see this. So when you see a white person with a suit and a tie, you look at him as this great, important white person. You see success. You see wealth. You automatically see it because of what the media has showed you. But when you see a black person wearing a suit and tie, you think he's going to court or he's going to a funeral. See how that works? I don't understand it, man. It's a scary situation, and this is the war tactic that they use. The big bluff. Brother Bakari headed on the big bluff, man. Psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. Let me put that in the chat. And it's working. Let me put that in the chat. Hold on. Put that in the chat right there. Give me 1 second. Put that in the chat. Psychological warfare. And it's working. This is the reason why they can do what they do in South Africa. Negroes took the book, and why they take the land. White people don't believe in Jesus. And whatever religion that they are into is making them work. When you go to these synagogues, they don't talk about worship. They talk about owning and controlling. They talk about political power. They talk about economic power. You go to these Arab mosques, not to no Nation of Islam garbage. I'm talking about the real mosque. They talk about controlling and owning. This is the reason why you have these Arabs in your neighborhood, in your neighborhood, owning and controlling businesses. Because their God is telling them that's what they need to do. All these churches, these black churches, and not one of them talk about economic power and political power. Not one. Show me one. Put it in the chat. Show me one. And I will support them. Show me one. Are facts. Yes. Push right in the damn ocean. Send them back where they came from. And I said that earlier, KW Dawn 7. I said that earlier. They should never. That whole area that showed should have been burnt to the ground. But those black people, they too weak. Because they allow religion to stop them. Well, I can't do that because Jesus is going to get mad at me. I can't do that because Allah said, he'll take care of it. You got black people in this country say the same thing. Coming up with these pipe dreams. That's the difference between a warrior and a fucking coward. Give you a perfect example. Brother Bakari. And you got that bozo Muhammad. Two different people. I don't know if anybody remember. But when you had the Antifa coming to the black neighborhood, burning things down, Brother Bakari was out there with his artillery. Wasn't playing. Let me see if I can find that shit. I don't know if Brother Bakari still have it. I really want to play that. He had that white boy shook. Brother Bakari had that white boy shook. He wasn't on some, we need to unite. Brother Bakari is God. He is his own God. Yeah, he's God. He had that white boy shook. Brother Bakari said, you don't have to come at me like that. Like, in other words, watch your mouth. Bozo Muhammad, he went out there, he was talking about peace. Well, if anybody you see people kill your black brother, this is what he told white folks. You see anybody harm your black brother, you do something. Well, who talks like that? Telling the enemy this. But he's the one that turns around and say he hate white people. But then when you hear him speak, he turns around and says, Allah will take care of it. Allah will take care of it. But he claimed that he was in the military. And according to him, he went AWOL. You went AWOL. You were scared. You're a coward. You can never be on my team. I don't want cowards on my team. That's the difference between a God and a coward. I wish I could get that video. I want to show that. If Brother Bakari could send me the link, I want to show that. He said, Brother KW Don said, Nelson Mandela sold out the majority of black. Of course he did. I was so angry. You got black people was willing to go over there, go over there. Black people, African people uniting. Saying that I went willing to go to South Africa and deal with them. And even rest in peace to the great what's his name? Khalid Muhammad. A warrior. He said, we're going to give these white people 24 hours. I think he said 24 or 48 hours to leave that country. Or we coming over there. And it's going to be hell on earth for them. We're going to give them a grace period to leave. But of course, Nelson Mandela prevent that from happening. He wasn't the same man when he went in. And those black folks should have said no. Because they thought that he was the same man. And once Nelson Mandela said, we need to hold hands, you need to hold hands with your oppressor, they should have said, we don't want you as our leader. You became the white man's bitch now. You became the white man's bitch. So we gotta really, really wake up. And like I said, these YouTube dudes, just stay away from those guys, because these people, they're part of, these people think if I put my own people down, then I can get subscribers, then I can get some super chat money, because that's what sellout means. You got a lot of William O'Neills on YouTube. You got a lot of William O'Neills on YouTube. They keep talking about Mississippi, but they don't talk about, they're not going over there to do anything. They're not going over there, especially with that situation I showed. They didn't go over there. They didn't go over there and do nothing about it. White people ain't going to let you control nothing without a fight. Because the imagery that's been showed up, they gave them some sort of courage to do it. That's the problem. I agree. I agree with you. That is too much. That is too much. Yeah, I agree. I would just went over there. I'm not going to give. I wouldn't have done that. I would have said, no, we're going over there. We're going to do exactly what they did to us, because they didn't give us no notice. They went over there and just took our people out their homes. They didn't give us no notice. Oh no. I agree with you, KW. I wouldn't give them nothing. I would have been like, yo, we going over. We're gonna send them right. We're gonna send them right back in that ocean body in body bags. That's way too much notice for me. But I want to show these things to let you know we're at war. This is not. I want our people to be focused. And don't let our emotions, because emotions, we just got to start doing. We got to be thinkers instead of being emotional. See, being emotional is like crying and yelling or whatever. Nobody's not hearing you. But when you stop and think, when you start being thinkers, that's when you're going to take action. because it's going to come naturally. You need, just like Marcus Garvey said, we got to get into our natural state. We are not in our natural state. I'm not going to, look, I'm not going to be, if white people attack me, it's not going to be no, oh, I'm not thinking about it. I'm just going to do it. My natural instinct, let me use that word. My natural instinct is going to kick in. Just like Brother Bakari said, I was on his live feed. He said, it's natural to support your people. And I told him, I said, it's not, black people don't have a problem supporting each other. We don't. We love supporting each other. The only problem is that it's not convenient, because you have these people that don't look like us. They control the institutions. We got to control the institutions. That's the bottom line. You want your children to be scientists, to be farmers, bankers, and I'm talking about owning, controlling, partnership, because one person can't do it. It takes a partnership. This is the reason why I kind of like the Straight Outta Compton movie, because it shows you that everybody in that group had a talent. And before the white man decided to intervene, they were together. They were together. Because Eazy-E, he had the money, he had the capital. Dr. Dre, he had his skills. Everybody put their skills together, and that's where they became a success. And even that movie, it teaches you about unity. They wasn't worrying about getting in trouble and worrying about watching their show about getting shot and getting, they wasn't worrying about that. Eazy-E didn't know nothing about music, but he had the capital. Just imagine all these churches had just put their differences to the side and start thinking big and start saying, hey, let's all put our money together. Because that's what Jesus wanted. Let's create our own capital. Let's create businesses so our kids don't have to worry about looking to the enemy for a job. Just imagine that. All these black churches, almost 85,000 black churches across the country, making over almost $20 billion, I believe, per year, just in tithes alone. And that's not only just the small churches, we're talking about these big mega churches that's run by black people. Karloff Dollar. He's asking black people to donate more money so he could get himself his own private plane. $84 million. Not even thinking about our condition. He never said, I need this money so we can own businesses. We can own capital. He's worried about a private plane for himself. It's just madness. And then you want to know why we don't have nothing. We don't know why we still crying of the same thing. Black people, we have money, but it's being misdirected. It's not being used properly. We make it, we give it to our enemy. It's just sickening. Look at Michael Jordan. All that wealth, he's going to give right to that white woman. Tiger Woods, he made a poor white woman. These black men, these sorry ass Negroes. Well, Tiger Woods, he's Malaysian. He's not even my people. But people like Tiger Woods and all these people, all these athletes made these white women millionaires overnight. Poor white trash. Millionaires. Just for that white woman to give it right back to her man. Because that's what they're going to do. Take the black man's money and they're going to give it right back into their race. Because it's all about status when it comes down to us. Like Dr. Umar said, black people like to look rich. We like to look rich. Not to be rich. Not to chase capital. Not to chase wealth. We just want to look like that we rich. There's a reason why you got Negroes who are standing all around the line trying to buy a $500 pair of Jordans that they will never own. And Michael Jordan with his white woman with his laughing tickle, they laughing. It's really sad. So we have to wake up. We're gonna have to wake up because this is serious. This is serious. So let me show you this. This is let me see. This is serious. So I want us to wake up. We are at war, and it's not going to stop. Our behavior, the things that we do, the way how we think has to change. We have to start thinking big. Stay away from the pipe dreams. Stay away from the pipe dreams. Make God your resource. God is supposed to be tangible. Your God, let me say this again. Your God supposed to be tangible. Your God should not be fiction. Should not be a fictional character. Something that was pushed on us. God should be tangible. Because everybody else, their God is tangible. So you can't talk about the Jews. You can't talk about the Arabs. It's the reason why you got Dubai. Dubai looks like something straight out of a video game. Have you seen Dubai? Oh my God, it looks like a fantasy world. It's all Arab money. It's crazy to me. It's just sad, but we're going to learn. We're going to learn. Let me put up that, let me screen share this picture before I leave. We're going to learn. I got to get back to Malcolm. Gotta get back to Brother Malcolm. Said Negro should realize that he is living in a war zone. In a war zone. These people are inhumane. These people don't care about life. Everything is violence. Even when they have sex, even their sex is violent. They like the choking. They like the spanking. They like the whips and the chains. And they like the bondage. Everything is violent. Violence. They can't even have sex without violence. They eat raw meat. Everybody saw that movie I think it's called Alive, where you had like I think it was a hockey team or whatever. They crashed somewhere in Antarctica somewhere. They end up eating each other. I mean, literally cooking the human flesh, having leftovers. Oh, we know we got to save this. We're gonna put this on ice because we're gonna have to save this for tomorrow. We're gonna have to save this body for tomorrow. That shit is crazy to me, man. But nothing has changed. So with that said, I'm going to end that. I hope everybody enjoyed this live feed. This is anybody like to donate, because it will go to a good cause. It's not going into my pocket. It's going to go to a good cause. It will support Black businesses. Brother Bakari has a book drive. It will go to a good cause. We have a RBG wear. We have a Nagas footwear. So it will definitely go to a good cause. Your money will go to a good cause. This is not no Tariq Nasheed shit. This is what we need to do. If we're going to fight the fight, this is what we're going to have to do. You're welcome, Sheila. Thank you for supporting me. I really do. I really do. I like it. I love your energy. I love everybody's energy up in here. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs. I don't want to forget anybody. I want to give a shout out to Sheila. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Shout out to Big Beauty. Shout out to you. Shout out to Anthony. My brother Anthony, shout out to you. Let me just put this up there. All right. Shout out to Big Anthony. Shout out to Sheila, Big Beauty. Shout out to Rashid. Brother Rashid, it's good to see you, homie. Shout out to my brother Anthony. It was good. Shout out to you. Shout out to Andrew 100, the African warrior. Shout out to you. Peace. Thank you for support. Who else? Shout out to Brother Bakari. My big bro, Brother Bakari. Shout out to you, homie. Shout out to KW Dawn 7. Shout out to you, King. Who else I missed? Hope I got everybody. So yeah, like I said, any donations will go to a good cause. I'm not like the mental patient. You gotta give me thousands of dollars. No, I'm not like that. Because these people, they're whatever they do, it goes in their pocket. I don't need to pay for internet. I don't need somebody else to pay for my internet service. I can pay my own internet service. I support Black-owned business. I practice what I preach. And it doesn't matter if it's small money or big money. I'm happy. I'm grateful. Oh, shit. I'm grateful. Hit that like button, share, hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I don't play that. I practice what I preach. I try to be I like to see my people grow. But get that book. Get that book. Little White 7 Little White Lies. I'm in the middle of reading it. You can get it on Amazon. for $20. Support my brother Jabari. 7 Little White Lies. I will do a program once I finish the book. I'm going to talk more about it because this is very interesting. And this is something that I've been saying before, but I want to. It's beautiful because this gives more detail. So I definitely want to talk more about it. But yeah, so just definitely the book called 7 Little White. Let me just put that in the chat. Let me type that in there. Let's put this in the chat real quick. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's so yeah, so get that book. Very good book. So like I said, I haven't finished reading it yet, but I read some of it, and but yeah, it's deep. It's deep. So we have to get back in our natural state. That's the bottom line. Let me stop screen. All right, folks, I'm out of here. It's over 2 hours, but I appreciate every last one of y'all. Thanks for coming through. And until next time, like I said, I got some more topics I want to talk about. I might do another one tomorrow. I'm not sure. We'll see. I probably might do another one, or maybe do one next week. But yeah. So with that said, I got some good topics, man. I got some good things lined up. But with that said, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much for coming through, and I'll see you next time. Peace. One love.